Good afternoon, distinguished guests, graduates, family and friends. Welcome to Bond University's graduation. Please take time to note the nearest exit to you. They are located in each corner of the theatre. In the unlikely event of an emergency, please follow the directions of university staff. As today is a very special occasion for each of the graduates, please turn your devices to silent and remain seated for the duration of the ceremony. A live stream of this ceremony is also available from the Bond University website and YouTube channel. Graduates, I will now take you through the protocols for the presentation of awards. When directed by staff, please proceed in your order of seating and line up along the stairs to my right. When your name is announced, please cross the stage to collect your testamen here and proceed across to the far side of the stage to have your photo taken with the Chancellor. Once your photo has been taken, please proceed up the middle stairs to my left and around the rear of the theatre, and you'll be directed back to your seat. The formal proceedings will commence shortly, but first, please enjoy a short presentation celebrating 30 years of Bond University.
Today, as of this moment, vision has become reality. The way is now ahead. From sandstone and a strong, unwavering vision, an institution was built to offer a student experience without peer. A university created to redefine the landscape, setting new heights for global education. In our first 30 years, almost 30,000 alumni have passed through our doors.
All our graduates, please stand. Be successful, have great careers, and never forget Bond University.
With an unbreakable bond to the international networks and experiences that position them for success. Together, we have built a legacy. A legacy that continues to evolve today.
Bond University will take its place among the great universities.
As we strive for and reach new horizons in personalized learning, we continue to deliver a truly remarkable global student experience.
To my fellow graduates, thank you for your friendship. Please cherish the memories and friends, but continue making new ones. Goodbye and good luck.
Since 1989, Bond University has forged the way in law, business, society and design, health sciences and medicine, and sport. Led by great minds.
Bond University will become a magnificent jewel in the crown of Australian tertiary education.
With an even greater vision for the next 30 years and beyond. It's because of those who came before us that our future is limitless.
Would everyone please stand for the academic procession?
Please be seated. Chancellor, graduates, family and friends of the graduates, university colleagues, welcome to this graduation celebration for students who have recently completed their studies at Bond. Firstly, before we begin, please join me in thanking our piper, Bond alumnus, Pipe Major Nick Tompkins. On behalf of the university community and on behalf of each of us, I acknowledge the people of the Yugambeh language group on whose ancestral lands our university now stands. I pay my respects to their leaders, past, present and emerging, and I do so in a spirit of reconciliation. Here at the university, we acknowledge that graduation is a liminal event in the life of a student, and as a result, we are delighted that we are able to offer each graduate that is able to attend this afternoon and their family and friends the opportunity to participate in this ceremony that publicly marks the significant milestone of graduation. Notwithstanding that COVID rules change almost daily at the university, we're pleased to see that so many of you are able to be present this afternoon. Each graduate here today will be presented to the Chancellor and have their photograph taken with her. Ladies and gentlemen, the room in which we are gathered is the university's largest lecture theatre. It was named the Basil Sellers Theatre in honour of Basil Sellers, AM, a major philanthropist, who, although was not a Bond graduate, recognised the significance of the education that Bond University provided. In addition, he has had a successful business career as well as being an accomplished sportsman. Dr. Sellers is a significant benefactor of many organisations in Australia and abroad. It is now my pleasant duty to introduce the university's 8th Chancellor, who will preside at this ceremony, the Honourable Dr. Annabel Bennett, ACSC FAA.
Very kind of the university to give me something I can stand on, vertically challenged. Welcome everybody, graduates in particular. Of course, you are the reason we're here, so we welcome you, and distinguished guests all. Well, how good is this? What an amazing day. What a wonderful day for the graduates who are having the opportunity not only to note the passing of the years at Bond, where they've and have that wonderful moment of saying we made it with a degree, but in particular for friends and family who are here to celebrate that moment, if it goes through. Just wait for a second. But the first thing I want to do, as well as welcoming the adults here, we have amongst us some younger people, and for them it's not always that easy to sit quiet and still all the way through a ceremony. So if they call out or wriggle or run around, please do not feel you need to take them outside, because they're very welcome. They're here because of the very special people that they're here for, and it's a wonderful opportunity for Bond to market to them, because as far as we're concerned, we expect them to be here in due course at the university themselves. Well, graduations are of course really special events. They're special for the graduates, they're special for their partners, families and friends. And they're also special for the academic staff here at Bond, who've worked so hard to work with the students to get the knowledge that they can have at the end of their time here and then go forth into the world. And I just want to say a few words about that, because you know, we live in interesting times, as we know, is not a good thing to do. We've been through extraordinary times, and these graduates have actually had to deal with a lot of disruption that's required flexibility and resilience on their part. But it's not only them, but the academic staff has had to change and work out different ways of keeping the university open, keeping it vital, and making it work. Now, I'm told that I know that they've done this through, online learning and now multimodal learning, but of course that's been changed too as the students were off campus and then came on campus. And I understand that not everything worked seamlessly from the very beginning at all times. And yet the students showed the flexibility of allowing those changes to take place and to work with the academic staff to ensure that it did work in the end. Now, Everybody is to be congratulated for that. I'm sure it's an extra skill set that they didn't intend to acquire when they came to Bond at the beginning, but it's also because the staff at this university at every level have worked tirelessly to ensure that the Bond student experience remains. Now, the Bond student experience I know you all know about, but let me just tell you a couple of stories about it. The first is when I first met the Vice-Chancellor, when I'd been asked if I would, accept the extraordinary honour of being asked to be the Chancellor of this university, I don't think it was going to happen until he sort of checked me out. So we met up in Brisbane and we had a discussion, and then I said to him, well, you've asked me some questions, so what is it about Bond? Tell me about Bond. Now, I'd had a daughter go through here, but I wanted to hear what his vision was. And he said to me, well, Bond has 3 priorities. The first is the students, the second is the students, and if any logic goes through to the young people on my right, the third is the students. Well, you deserve your degree, you see. So that, and that's not just words, that's reality. So part of that idea has been, it's part of the DNA of the university, but it's also why we're here today, because this is, I think, our 3rd post-COVID panic graduation. And it's been the iron determination of the Vice-Chancellor to make sure that this can take place, and take place in person for those who are able to get here and who want to do it. And it's not easy to do. And there's been a lot of organisation, a lot of people have worked very hard to enable it to happen. Because I know, and I know from other students, that getting it in the mail is not quite the same thing. It's not. This is a special moment, and it's a rite of passage, and it's really important. And you can't get it back later, because it's no use, being really good when you turn 21 and sort of saying, no, it's not important. And then when you turn 40, you say, no, I really wanted a 21st birthday party. It's too late. So now you've taken this moment, you've had this opportunity. So I'm glad for you, and I'm glad for the university. So here we are. I said, wait for the moment. I've had a daughter go through Bond, and I've sat there, and I was always terribly worried that the time would come when she'd stand up to receive her testama, and it would be like one of those movies. If anyone speak now who, if anyone who knows any reason why this person should not be going through Speak Now, Forever Hold Your Peace. And I was always terrified that somebody, before she got that degree in her hand, would say, made a mistake, not that one. So hold your breath, because there's a few magic words and phrases that have to be said to make this in a reality. And until that time, it mightn't happen. So we like to keep the suspense going. So we are live streaming today's ceremony, and I'm aware that we have a number of fellow graduates watching from various overseas and interstate locations. Hello, keep yourselves on mute. But the one thing about Bond is the vitality of the university. And since I've become Chancellor, every time I go anywhere in the country and I mention Bond University, I find that anyone who's had anything to do with Bond just smiles reflexively. It's just one of those things that you do, because that's the joy of the place, because once a Bondie, always a Bondie. And every time, everywhere around the world, there are Bondies doing the right thing, doing good, helping each other, contributing to society, and making a fantastic role for themselves and a position for themselves. At the conclusion of this ceremony, and you'll hear more about it later, Bond will have had over 30,000 alumni. So I don't know, and the Executive Dean will know who got the Lucky Door Prize. Imagine that. Over 32 years, there are more than 30,000 Bondies based all over the planet, helping each other and being helped while they're at Bond, and helping each other as they go out. So I'm hoping you will do that and, lift up the next generation of Bondies with you when you go out. And that will involve you being involved not only with your own cohort, but getting involved with all the alumni. It's a wonderful network to be part of. Do it. Wherever you are, be part of the Bond alumni network. If you're in a city where there are lots of other Bondies, meet up with them. Find out what they do. If you're in a place where there isn't a network, start it. So you do that. And don't forget that following today's ceremony, you've got to go into the Alumni Centre on your way to Don's Tavern, where you'll receive a graduation gift from the merchandise store, and you can grab a photo while you're there. So graduates, you should be immensely proud of your achievements. Normally, yes, at this particular time in our history, even more so. But you should also recognise that your achievements would not have been possible without support. Now, we understand that a bond degree requires considerable support and investment to enable these days to occur. And we are a self-funded non-profit institution, and we know that many people have gone through a lot of sacrifice to send their loved ones here to Bond. So I thank you. I thank you from the university. I thank you on behalf of the graduates. And graduates, I know that you will not forget to say thank you, because that's an important part of it as well. And not everyone that you need to say thank you to is here today. Now, I know we live in a new world, but I also know you've got a device. Most of you probably have it stuck on your hand. We're not yet in the days where it goes under your skin, and it's got lots of functions. I know you know that. So you can do social media, you can message, you can watch, you can stream videos, you can do all of that. But there is another very useful function which enables you to speak to somebody and to hear what they say back to you. And sometimes if you have a phone, I've got an Apple phone, you can press a thing called FaceTime, and you can see them. I don't know if you know that. So there are people that you can use that function for today who would actually like to hear from you and to tell them how excited you were and what a fabulous day this is, and to thank them for their contribution to it. Now, you each have a copy of the program where you can follow the list of graduates, and I trust that you enjoy the ceremony and that you respect and acknowledge each and every one of the graduates and take away your special moment. So, I'm about to say the magic words, because as Chancellor, one of the best things I do is to watch the light in the face of each graduate as they come across what is passing in this time for a stage and come towards me to receive their tasdama and then to have their photo taken. It's an exciting moment, and it's amazing how you see it, and you'll see it in your loved ones when that happens. So although each graduate may have been formally conferred with their degrees in absentia, I will now, for the purposes of the ceremony, formally admit each graduate in persona. And I'm going to read the words. Why? You would think that, having done this a few times before, and as a lawyer, I would be able to remember one or two sentences. You'd think, well, Chief Justice Roberts of the United States, he thought he could do that too. And when he swore in President Obama, he got a word wrong. And there was a constitutional crisis. It's true. It was a constitutional crisis because they didn't know, because he hadn't read exactly the words of the Constitution, whether or not President Obama had actually been sworn in as President of the United States. So they had to go into another room and redo it. And you may have noticed, if any of you watched the inauguration of President Biden, the Chief Justice Roberts read it out word for word. Didn't trust his memory, so I'm going to do the same thing. So graduates, would you please stand? With the authority of council, I hereby admit you to the awards for which you have qualified. I also admit those who have qualified for their degrees who are unable to be present today. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, that is the moment of graduation. They can't take it away from them now. Please join with me congratulating the latest cohort of Bond graduates. Okay. We will now move to the formal presentation of testamas, and I look forward to the presentation of each individual graduate. I've only got one thing to say to you, right? I'll be over there on a black mark. There is another black mark. That's where you will stand. Do not come any closer. I'm from Sydney and we're still paranoid, okay? I'll see you in a moment.
Welcome, everyone. Before I formally present the graduates, I need to remind you of the procedure that we will follow, compliant with COVID-safe protocols. Graduates, please remember not to shake hands with the Chancellor or even hug her. No. Members of the audience should remain in your seats during the ceremony at all times. So much as you'd like to jump up and cheer, I'm afraid you'll all have to stay seated. Chancellor, I present graduates from the Bond Business School. Elliot Paul Roberts. Catherine Julie Lander. Nicola Elizabeth Kane. Christopher Eduardo Carney. Gabriella Catherine Dixon. Now, the Chancellor mentioned that today is the day that the university crosses the threshold of 30,000 alumni. Chancellor, I introduce to you the 30,000th graduate of Bond University, Jake Patrick Harrison. Damon Singh Kaura. Sasha Rose L. Kimber. Cheryl Lim. Recipient of the 2020 Stephen Johnson Memorial Medal, Sean George Mackay. Veronica Dawn McNevin. Gemma Jean Nielsen. Nathan James Philp. Oliver Popovic. Zachary Arthur Quinlan. Saranya Ravindran. Ricky So Ray Key. Thomas Gregory Watkins. Chelsea Samantha Wong. Sherilyn Florence. Rafik Hamidan Aisha. Anna Alexia Harris. Yash Vijay Kumar Jan. Alexandra Nescu. Thomas Kome Ohori. Emmy Ava Shannon Purcell. Matthew Eliseo Smith. Jean van der Westhuizen. Kyle Walatara. Cade Beekman. Dylan Taylor Butler. Xiaoji Sao. Julian Isaac Gould. Jesse David Blair Haydenrick. Tiffany Lowe. Hugh Henry Maxey. Tara Rose Isabel McNamara. Jasmine Grace Moten. Smriti Girish Nair. Jessica Elise Trace. Madison Vipiana. Charlene Tiffany Josette Holtz. Emily Claire Bass. Andrew James Cannon. Adrian Pierre Duncan. Callum Reid Roberts. Isaac Lewis Tonkin. Anna Magdalena Hafer. Nicole Margaret Walker. Luke Crespin. Beau Charles Middlebrook. Murray James Scarce. Alexandra Kate Simpson. Paul Crapper. Mimi Eberstein. Brian Anthony Guthrie. Angelina Komova. Marina Soti Angeloglu. Linley Han Yun Law. Travis Dakey Monaghan. Kobe Ryan. Izumi Ishii. Recipient of the 2020 Marilyn Jones Achievement Medal, John Robert Harry Dixon. Dinghua Lu. Jai Ji. Mingyang Gao. Monique Jennison. Sabrina Austin Montgomery. Salimata Kone. Egan Tokilala. Pavan Ediga. Bryce William Bowen. Ezekiel Cooper. Jordan Kane Falvey. Stephen John Glass. Muhammad Han Gula. Muhammad Fatih Kara. Courtney Wust. Yixuan Wang. Benedict Kijaran. Bocheng Ying. Addison Ansel Clark. Douglas Lee. Ahmed Hazem Alatrash. Abdel Hagag. Annabelle Kathleen White. Alejandro Rafael Baez. Chancellor, our valedictorian, Rosanna Burrows, has been selected to give the valedictory address on behalf of the graduating cohort this afternoon. Rosie achieved a cumulative percentage average of 85% and a cumulative GPA of 3.67 out of a possible 4. She has achieved first in class on 4 occasions. She was placed on both the Dean's List and the Vice-Chancellor's List for academic excellence. As a result of her overall outstanding academic performance, she was presented the Bond Business School Award for MBA Excellence for the May semester 2020 and the Murray Award for Educational Citizenship. Graduating with the Master of Business Administration in Health with high distinction, I proudly present Rosanna Burrows.
Wow. Let me begin by saying congratulations, graduates. I know it hasn't been easy. For me, I have come out of this experience feeling utterly exhausted. My short 12 months at Bond haven't been smooth sailing, and I think that probably holds true for everybody here today. We all deserve to be proud of making it to where we are today. To the partners, family members, friends, I know this hasn't been easy for you either. Thank you for enduring this journey on the sidelines. The sacrifices and the challenges you have made or have faced have not gone unnoticed. I'd personally like to thank my partner, Naya. I can see you through the bright lights. Thank you for putting up with living with a mad woman for the past 12 months. I couldn't have done it without you. All of us came to Bond for very different reasons and at different stages of our lives. And we each have a story to share. Today, I would like to share some of my story with you. So let me take you back about 7 years ago when I was in the 3rd year of my undergraduate degree. I'd just been accepted into an excellence program and I thought life was great. I was absolutely killing it. I felt on top of the world. But that all changed when I received a phone call saying that my dad had been in an accident. He died 2 days later. Jump forward 6 years and life dealt me another blow when my mum was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer, dying just 6 months later. Losing both of my parents in such a short time frame left me feeling lost, and I was really hurting. But deep down, I knew that I needed a distraction and some purpose to keep me going while I grieved. And doing an MBA seemed like a really good way to do this. I loved the personalised model that Bond offered, and so I took the plunge and applied. As my friends and family can attest, the MBA certainly gave me a distraction. But it gave me so much more than that. What began as a simple distraction turned into a burning desire to innovate the healthcare system. I began to realise that my life experiences and my non-clinical background could be an asset. The Bond Business School went above and beyond to provide me with the unique opportunity and the support to become involved in the healthcare innovation space. I was thrown into the world of machine learning and how this could be used in hospitals to better understand suicidal and other mental health presentations. My eyes were open to a whole new world, and my work resulted in 2 reports which are currently being adapted into papers for publication. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that I would be standing before you today as valedictorian sharing my story. All of us have faced struggles, and my time at Bond really has reminded me that these struggles can be turned into opportunities. So next time that you find yourself in a challenging situation, whether that be something as small as a looming assessment or something much more serious like a devastating loss, just remember to keep moving forward, because an opportunity might just be lurking around the corner, waiting for someone just like you to jump aboard. It probably won't turn out the way you planned, and it won't be easy to see through, but I promise you that you will come out so much stronger, so much wiser, and so much more determined than you were. I'm not sure what lies ahead for me, but I know that the MBA has equipped me with the mindset and the skills to take on whatever comes my way. Not only has it given me the knowledge to excel in my professional life, but it has given me the emotional resilience to be able to push through when life decides to throw me its next curveball. And if this wasn't enough, I've also been able to develop relationships and make memories that I will treasure for a lifetime. And this is something that I will always be grateful for. I'm proud to stand here, having thrived at my time at Bond, and I hope that each of you are proud of your accomplishments as well. It hasn't been easy. You should be proud of the sacrifices that you have made to get to where you are today. I encourage you all to take some time to reflect on your journey so far and acknowledge how far you have come. Wherever you find yourselves in the future, I wish you every success because you truly, truly deserve it. And before I finish my speech, I have to thank the wonderful staff for supporting me on my journey at Bond. And I can't quite believe I'm going to say this, but thank you for the ridiculous amount of assessments and being responsible for the debut of my grey hair this year, because it has shown me that I'm so much more capable than I ever thought possible. Thank you. And graduates, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you, Rosanna, for sharing your journey, for those inspiring words, and congratulations on the outstanding manner in which you delivered them. I'm sure your fellow graduates are proud to have such a valedictorian as you. Earlier, I mentioned Rosie's outstanding academic record, but I would like to also share with you her great citizenship. The business school has a special award, the Murray Award for Educational Citizenship. It is in recognition of a student who goes above and beyond to make a significant impact on the educational experience of other students by playing a positive role in their classes. Rosie is a unique winner in the history of this award, having received 2 separate nominations. In one subject, she was nominated for developing a new visualisation map to help her classmates understand the difficult point of the relative contributions in an alliance of equity-based joint ventures. In the second subject, she was nominated for her efforts in maintaining her peers' morale during the worst of the pandemic. In short, Rosie not only excelled in her studies, but also sought to support the learning and well-being of her peers as well, the true spirit of a Bondi. Congratulations again, Rosie, on all your accomplishments. We look forward to seeing what great things lie ahead of you, and we wish you every success. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of the graduates. Our graduates today have handled all the many challenges thrown at them in this tumultuous time extremely well, and indeed they have prospered. I'm confident that the Bond Business School degrees that we celebrate today are excellent preparation for today's business world. The mission of the Bond Business School is to build tomorrow's business leaders one by one. The key attributes needed by business leaders are the focus of our curriculum and our 3 research pillars, and are: firstly, business leaders need to assimilate and critically assess huge amounts of information coming from everywhere. It comes from multi-channels, newspapers, data feeds, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, and they have to take that vast morass of information and make evidence-based decisions. And if you don't utilise all the available data fully, you will be at a competitive disadvantage. Secondly, there's a paramount need to be entrepreneurial in thinking and decision-making, whether working in small startups or in large enterprises. As we see so frequently today, disruption is often quick and savage and needs to be anticipated, and it needs to be led by our business leaders. Doing nothing as change comes at you is not an option. Being meek or slow to react in the modern business world will inevitably lead to decline. Third, to be an effective leader requires excellent skills in governance, accountability, and purpose. Business leaders need to realise that not only shareholders will hold them accountable, they will also be judged by stakeholders on a myriad of criteria, such as sustainability, climate credentials, ethics, and so on. Businesses are increasingly expected to have a purpose, as enunciated by Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff, who said, "Companies can do more than just make money. They can serve others. The business of business is improving the state of the world." The focus of the Bond Business School is unwaveringly on these three key attributes of being a business leader in these challenging times. Consequently, our graduates today are uniquely placed to succeed. So all of you, take a deep breath, still your nerves, and go out with confidence to meet the business world. You have the edge. I congratulate all of you once again and urge you to keep in contact with us and your fellow alumni. There are so many ways to communicate today, but as our Chancellor said, in person is special. So please drop into the business school and say hello whenever you have the opportunity. You will always be welcome. Now we have a ceremony called the Charge, and I ask the graduates to please stand. I charge you, as graduates of Bond University, to demonstrate at all times the highest moral and ethical standards, to apply your learnings and education to the benefit of society, to pursue the highest standards in all your endeavours with excellence always your aim, and to support forever and enhance the reputation of your university through engagement as proud alumni. I'm now about to ask you, do you accept the charge? And remember, we have a worldwide audience, so let's be enthusiastic and let's make the whole world hear your response. Graduates, do you accept the charge? Yes! Great. Thank you. You may now be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, that now concludes the formal part of the ceremony. But just one last time, let's the audience congratulate our outstanding graduates today. Well done, all of you. Shortly, the official party, valedictorian, academics, and the graduates will process out of the theatre. I ask that you remain seated while the procession leaves the theatre and only exit once the last graduate has left. You're all invited to join the graduates in Don's Tavern for post-ceremony refreshments. Graduates, please stand to join the academic procession.